Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security have been activated since Monday. Director Crow's team has been coordinating with state agencies, local governments, other municipalities around the state. We've also been in touch with the White House throughout the week, and we'll keep working with them as we recover. Director Gower's team has a tremendous relationship. We were both on the phone with the director of FEMA earlier this week as well. I want to share just a couple of ways our state agencies have been coordinating with the local partners. ODOT crews started pre-treating highways in the Panhandle on Friday, and they're still working on some of those slick spots in Ellis County this afternoon. 9,000 of the 12,000 total miles on the state highway system were affected by this storm, and state crews used thousands of tons of salt and sand to keep things safe. Right now, only one part of one state highway in Caddo and Canadian County is still closed with downed power lines. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority has worked over 6,500 man-hours on turnpikes since 4 p.m. on Monday afternoon, and they have, all of them have been cleared of ice and debris by noon on Wednesday. The Department of Agriculture has been working hard to protect our food supply. We've been coordinating with hog producers, local emergency managers, and electric co-ops. They've been making sure that power lines, tree limbs were cleared from roads so feed trucks could get to farms and take care of our livestock. As soon as we saw ice building up on the survivor tree, our forestry department jumped into action. I want to thank Mark Bays, our urban forester, for everything that his team has done. They've worked really hard to protect such an important asset for the city of Oklahoma City and for our state as a whole. I want to thank all of our city street crews and public work folks who have been working hard to clean up this debris. They've made great progress in just a few short hours after this storm has stopped.
We are continuing to track over 320,000 power outages statewide and responding to over 11 resource requests for generators to critical infrastructure services. Events like these require response from all levels of government. Our voluntary agencies, our private sector, and fortunately we have a lot of experience with partners that we work with in events like these that are helping us out during this event. Our agency is working with voluntary agencies and 211 to help coordinate requests for shelters, warming stations, mass feeding, and other services that we rely on these organizations to help us with. Moving forward, we're already working with FEMA and started the process for gathering the information needed to make a presidential disaster request. For homeowners, renters, or business owners, if you have physical or structural damage to your homes that is not covered by insurance, please go to damage.ok.gov, damage.ok.gov, and make a report so that we can help track with our local municipalities and jurisdictions damage to major infrastructure in your homes.
You know, this is probably the most severe storm we've ever had on our system. We've probably had in excess of over 500,000 outages on our system. Our first priority is always to protect the health and welfare, address any of those emergency situations, fire, security, police, things like that. We've managed to do that. We're continuing to do that as we go. We're also in the process of stabilizing the system. Today was the first day, the first clear day we've had that we haven't had a front coming through, that we've been able to really get eyes on the system and look at it. As I mentioned earlier, we have over 3,000 additional people on the ground here working on the system. All of the surrounding areas around Oklahoma City should be back, returned to service this evening. Enid and Woodward will be closer toward the weekend. Oklahoma City, we're finalizing some transmission segments right now. We'll know more tomorrow, and we'll update you on that. But right now, it could be the latter part of next week till the very last customer gets online.
I do want to address the fact that we've got streets blocked all over our city due to the tree debris. We have some debris that's still falling even today, and so we're working to get those cleared as quickly as possible. We've got our street crews are working to clear the streets. We've also got emergency contractors that are in place that are working to address this issue with the debris. We're working to focus on the arterial streets first and the most heavily traveled streets to try to get those cleared. So it's going to take us some time. We'll be working through the weekend to try to address the issues with the streets. We have traffic signals that are down. Most of those are down because of the fact of power outages. As the power is restored, our crews are working to get the traffic signals reset as quickly as possible so we can keep traffic moving. The tree damage is really the biggest issue throughout the entire city. You know, unlike a storm that we see with a windstorm or a tornado or something like that that's more localized, this is debris and damage across the entire city, 620 square miles. You as residents can cut up your limbs, take them out to the curb, set them on the curb. We are working to get contracts in place. It'll take us a few weeks to get those contracts in place, to get started cleaning that up. It should give people plenty of time to get the debris out to the curb so that we can pick that up. We'll make at least 2 passes through the city, through the entire city, every neighborhood in the city, to make sure that we get all the debris. But as the mayor said, it's going to take some time. We need your patience. You're going to be tired of looking at the storm debris before it gets picked up in a lot of situations. And so we'll do our best to get it cleaned up. The major issue is dealing with public safety first, and then coming back and cleaning up the debris as we